Hi everyone and welcome to Club 5, Episode 5 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM22 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, we are concluding our first half season in charge of Watford today with one more game, having taken over from the previous manager in December. Have we gone up to the Premier League? You're darn right we have. Have we gone up as champions? Abso-blooming-lutely. Today we get the last opportunity to play in the Championship before moving up to the Premier League. Can we put on a worthy champions display? Let's find out. Welcome back to Watford, and yes, it is a really interesting type of game to play today, really. A game with no real pressure on us at all. If we go straight into the league table, you'll see with one game to go, we sit top of the table, above Leeds. We are currently 5 points clear of them, and we are 3 points off that magic 100-point mark. So I'd really love to get 3 points today and just get across that line if we could, just as another thing to celebrate this season. Today, we play our last game at home against Reading, who sit in 15th position. So, pretty good team for us to be playing, really. They're safe. They've got no issues at all. So, it's going to be a very chilled out kind of game, you'd imagine. And hopefully our quality will show through somehow and we can win the game, take those 3 points, get 100 points and really properly then celebrate and go up as champions to the Premier League. So it's gone, excuse me, remarkably well since we came into the club. If we go back to our starting point, Coventry at the top of the picture here, you can see that all the way through we've lost occasionally. We've lost to Newcastle in the FA Cup, which was disappointing. But other than that, all of our league matches, you can see we lost to Leeds, we lost to Swansea. Other than that, it's been pretty good for the last few months really in the running. And the last month has been phenomenal. 4 wins in a row to clinch the title and push Leeds back into second spot. So one last game to play. Nothing else really to tell you about. We get through this and then I get into a transfer window to see how we can improve this squad for next summer. For next season, should I say, through the summer. So let's get this game done. Let's see how we get on. For our last game of the season, actually, we're in pretty good shape, to be honest. The only player that's missing from the lineup is Tony Lammy. And to be honest, he wouldn't have made the lineup anyway. So we're at full strength, pretty much. We get one chance more to put out our starting lineup. The one concern that I have about next season, if I'm totally honest, is that I feel like with 4 players loaned into the club, we might struggle to be able to replicate them again next season in terms of finding the right sort of players to bring into those roles. We've got about a £50 million budget that we've been given already, so that should be okay, with quite a decent wage structure as well. So we will be making a few changes. The one thing that I need to probably bring in a little bit more than I've got is maybe a little bit more of an English presence because of the Brexit rules that the country has been through over the last few seasons before this. So that's something for me to think about as well. But other than that, I think this squad is looking pretty good. And the absolute superstar of our show has been this guy. Fabio Vieira has top scored in our team this season from the attacking midfield sort of shadow striker role. And he's been really very good for me. He's got the best assists record. He's got the best average rating, the best goal scoring record for this season. So if we can keep hold of him, then I will be happy for next season, obviously. But he is being wanted by quite a few teams, including the likes of Arsenal and Juventus in there. So we'll see what happens with him over the summer. I can't make any guarantees about what we're going to be able to achieve or not in terms of who we can keep and how we can add to this squad. But it's going to be a fun one to find out, I think, as we move back to the Premier League. So for this last game against Reading in the Championship, going up as champions, we go with Mamardashvili in goal, Mendes at right back, Fowlon at left back, Collins and Ryan in central defence, Douglas, Kamara and Mosquera in central midfield, with Vieira in that shadow striker role and Alzate and Scarlett ahead of him, with a bench of Omaragic, Turner, White, Jackson, Nakai, Torres and Paredes. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So there's no real point in me kind of leaning into this game as manager and trying to force a result from the team. So I've hands in the pockets as a gesture, just said, go out there, relax, play your natural game, the result will come. And hopefully we can get a relaxed performance, which will enable us to actually reach the heights of what our potential can be at the moment and see whether we can get a good win against Reading as we go up to the Premier Division. Let's see how we get on. A highlight straight from kickoff. And it's Reading who intercept the ball from us and get a chance to counter-attack. Can we find a way to get back at them? We do. Marmadashvili comes out, claims the ball in goal for us, clears the ball down the field, and we just about keep the possession. We've had to go backwards to keep it, but we have kept it, and we get to build up again from the back line. Scarlett drops in to get involved in the play, and we've been playing for almost a minute in this first half, and we finally get through on goal, and we score the goal in the first highlight of the game with 1 minute on the clock, and it's Douglas from that Metzala roll going round the side of our striking lineup just to get involved in the play and keep himself in a good position. And he goes and just completely unnoticed by the defence, gets through on that right-hand side into the box and then cuts it past the goalkeeper along the floor for a good 1-0 win. And that was a really good opening minute for us. Some very good play. And at 2.5 minutes on the clock, we've got a second highlight. We've won the ball back, having lost it momentarily. And Ryan at the back sets us going again. Kamara drops it back into the defensive unit just to keep the ball and draw Reading back out towards us a little bit and find some space. We've gone all the way back to the keeper. And here we go. That's drawn them on to us. We then go past them over the top. And Vieira gets the chance for a very long-range shot along the floor. And the goalkeeper has to scramble it away. Didn't do it brilliantly well, but eventually did get it away for a corner kick. The corner comes in and they get it cleared. And at 5 minutes on the clock, we've been very, very dominant so far, which has been fantastic to watch. Vieira, Mosquera through ball. Alzate drops off onto the right-hand side and gets involved in the play there. And Vieira driving through as Alzate was out wide into that striker role. Gets the chance at goal, but the goalkeeper smothers it. We win the ball back again. Scarlett through on goal this time. And again, Trott, the goalkeeper for Reading, does well to claim that particular strike at goal. And they come back at us. And they get a goal from it. Route 1 football from them. The goalkeeper clears the ball down the pitch. Long goal clearance. The defender doesn't really deal with it. It was a decent clearance by the goalkeeper, aiming in the right sort of areas. And we lose the first header, which was a problem. And Campbell comes in behind the defence, gets onto the end of the ball and strikes it quite early past the goalkeeper. And we go to 1-1 after 10 to 12 minutes on the clock. It's been an end-to-end kind of game. And again, they've gone route 1. And again, they probably should have scored from it and didn't quite. On that occasion, they managed to get the angle slightly wrong on the shot. But for a second time in a few minutes, they used the long ball to clear their lines, win the header, which they're heading for again. And they do get it again. And this time, Marmadashvili has to stop that ball coming through. I think we're going to have to do something about that. So 20 minutes in, I think, what do I want to do about it? It's interesting, isn't it? So what they're doing is they're attacking this side on Ryan, it feels like. He's 6 foot tall. Collins is 6'5" tall on the other side. I'm going to switch them round and see whether that changes anything. See whether they still go into that area or not. It's not something I do very often, is switching players like that. But it feels on this particular occasion that they're very specifically attacking that spot. So we're going to see if they're quick enough to change that as to exactly how they approach us on their long goal clearances. So let's see how we get on now. Marmadashvili in goal for us has the ball. We go long this time up to Scarlett. He gets the header on. Vieira gets through on goal, puts it at the goalkeeper, but unfortunately for us, did actually put it straight at the goalkeeper and he parried it away for a corner. Douglas with a corner into the near post and Collins gets the header. Couldn't quite get enough of a sound connection on it and it sort of skims off his head and goes wide of the goal, unfortunately. At 30 minutes, they've definitely come back into the game because that first 10-15 minutes, we were all over them like nobody's business. And we will see whether from this point on we can regain some momentum of it. There's another long clearance. This time they've got no striker there. I just wonder whether that switch round has helped us out in our favour on that sort of clearance. And there was another good chance for Vieira. We get a quick ball through from midfield into his path. And he again blasts the ball wide. But we're getting closer again, it feels like, just before half-time. Half-time's going to come. We're going at 1-1. It's not quite what I was looking for. But they caused us some problems. After that first 10 minutes or so, that next 5 or so minutes, they really dominated the chances. And we had to find a way to try and change that. It feels like we might have done so. So now it becomes about how can we move forward again in our own way. And I think one of the reasons is just to put a little bit of a rocket under them. Not for any other reason than just getting a good performance. So we'll point the finger and we'll say, no, we've been the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. And we'll see whether that encourages them. We're going to go in and demand more from the shouts on the sideline at the start of the second half as well. And we'll just see what we can do in this second half. Reading with an early chance. Can we get a foot in? We almost did then. It felt like, there we go. An interception from Vieira. Puts a good ball through for Scarlett. Chases the goalkeeper down. And then the goalkeeper does really well to close the space on Scarlett. Stays up well. And then eventually makes his move and stops the shot from going in the goal. And we stay at 1-1, but at least we countered well, won the ball and did a really good job of getting a chance away. It seems as though Kamara's just picked up a yellow card on the edge of the box for a free kick, and they get a chance from the free kick, and it goes narrowly wide again. I think the goalkeeper might have been scrambling a little bit had that just been inside the post, but it wasn't. It was just outside. And at 63 minutes on the clock, the game's gone a little bit quiet. Obviously, it doesn't really matter. But it matters to me that we try and perform as well as possible in every game and try as much as we can to get these 3 points, to get to 100 points in the league, just as another milestone, really. Some good ball movement here, some really good ball movement here. Finds Scarlett on the edge of the box, and then they clear it, but we win the header in defence. Vieira on the ball. That's another really great run from the Metzala Douglas. It's a really good combination if you've got a pressing forward in there or somebody that just sits a little deep in the striking department that they can run on the outside of and get in past. And that's the pressing forward. Alzate drops in, gets involved in the play. Douglas makes the overlapping run from Metzala, and he gets on the end of it and puts it away really very, very nicely. At 70 minutes on the clock, we will pause it. We will make some changes. Fresh legs more than anything else, giving the last little bit of an opportunity for a couple of these players to play in the first team, because who knows who will be here next season. At the moment, I really don't. So we're going to take the yellow card out so Jackson can go in and play that last bit. I'm also going to take Mendes out. Low performance on that right-hand side. Foul on again on the left-hand side of defence. Not having a great game. I cannot find either of my left fullbacks in a position where they can play well for me. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. And it feels like there's some energy that's needed in midfield. Douglas, having had a couple of really good goals so far, will keep him on. We'll take Mosquera out instead. So Nakai will come in for him and just play in that Carolero role for the last 20 minutes of the game. And we will go back into the match and just see if we can finish this off and find a way to keep hold of our 3 points. So 2-1 up currently from those 2 Douglas goals, which were magnificent. Can he find a last day of the season hat-trick? We will see. We've left him on there to see if he can. The goalkeeper again has it. Now, where are they going to go with this one? They go similar route. And again, the defence struggle to deal with it. But this time the goalkeeper manages to parry it away for a corner kick onto this near side. Pitt's going to take the corner kick for Reading, puts it to the far post. We get that ball cleared and out for a throw-in. But again, that long ball straight down the pitch from the goalkeeper has caused us real problems. And here we go again with it. This time Collins, the 6'5" Collins, deals with that one and sorts it out for us. But it's gone straight back to the goalkeeper for Reading, and he goes long again, and again we deal with it. That's much better than what we have been doing. Douglas tries to provide this time and drops Scarlett a little bit wide, but he puts a brilliant cross into the 6-yard box, and there is the pressing forward Alzate joining the play and finding a route into the 6-yard box for himself. And it's a very, very nice delivery, to put it really on a plate for him, really. He didn't have an awful lot to do. He just has to tap it home. And at that sort of range, the goalkeeper can't do too much about it. The defender was really at fault for not following the run of Alzate, but I am in no way complaining as we take a 3-1 lead. With about 10 minutes left to play, we're on the ball again. Alzate, Douglas, back to Alzate, over the top from Nakai. Vieira picks up the loose ball down the far side of the box. Again, puts it into that 6-yard box. And again, Alzate's there. And all he has to do is make contact with it, because from that sort of distance, the goalkeeper really can't do too much about it. And again, we get another good goal from it. And very nicely done at the near post from Alzate. Goalkeeper didn't really move. We go 4-1 up. The 3 points are ours, should I say. The 100 points in the championship are ours, which is a good total to reach. And we do go up, having played like champions today, as Scarlett probably should have made it 5 and got his angles narrowly wrong. And it goes out wide. But he's been brilliant since he's come into the club in January. Since I've been here in December, the team have been playing very, very well, mostly. And it's just that left fullback I can't find a good performer in. But other than that, it's going fantastically well. Can we keep that momentum when we step up in quality into the Premier League? Because they came down recently and we've had to rebuild them to put them back up again. So we'll see whether we can cope with the Premier Division this time round any better than they did last time before I joined the club. But for now, we don't have to worry too much about that. We are just playing really very, very well, very freely. Got another corner kick on the far side. It gets whipped in but partially cleared. They're going to reach the loose ball first and get a chance to counter-attack down the right-hand side. We hold them up a little bit, and then the highlight goes, we've got 4 minutes of injury time to play. Hopefully that just goes through without a hitch and we can get to the end of the game and properly celebrate a title win. We picked up the trophy a couple of matches ago, unfortunately, so we don't get to see that on this occasion. But that's a fantastic performance. Douglas in midfield with an 8.7 and 2 goals. Alzate up top with a 9.3 and 2 goals. The likes of Scarlett and Vieira supporting those two with good assists as well. The back line, although a little shaky and a couple of points early in that first half, we managed to figure that one out enough. And we got a really good second half performance from them, mostly. And I'm really, really happy with that. A really fantastic performance to end a very good second half of the season. Now comes the really challenging bit, though. How can we get a squad together that's going to stay in the Premier League next season? Only time will tell, I guess.